Everybody shut up and action. Dudettes, let's talk about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This movie came out a few days ago and oh my god, is it beautiful! So let's get right into the plot. With the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman last year, Marvel's decided to kill off Black Panther in honor of Chadwick Boseman, not to like give away his mantle to anyone yet. Key hint there. But in order to do that, they kill him off by kinda just giving him a disease and he passes away. Kinda sad when you think about it, because he returns after being dusted away by Thanos. 5 years later, he returns to his family, his friends, Wakanda, as the king of Wakanda. Kinda curious to say who was the king while he was gone. Though, I think this movie will kinda inform you that it was his mother, but there's no confirmation there. But after being dusted away for 5 years, he returns to his family just to die to a disease. Is it COVID? We don't know, but he just died to an unknown disease. And now the world is thinking of this as some huge opportunity, thinking the protector of Wakanda is gone and they can attack Wakanda and take all the vibranium. Though they are clearly wrong. Kinda curious why they didn't do that over the past 5 years. Probably because they were all weakened too. Anyways, now that that's gone, a new threat is being awakened, with the world still chasing after their vibranium. If they can't get it from Wakanda, they're going to search the rest of the world for the strongest material on the planet, and as such, Riri Williams is introduced to the MCU as a person who built a machine that can search out for vibranium, and because of this, Namor's tribes, the Talokan, has been found. Not exactly shown to the world, but they have been found and make contact with Wakanda. And it's an absolute spectacle to see how these two tribes both fear the world, but are so powerful that they can protect themselves from the world, but they want to form a sort of alliance together so that they don't have to worry about the world attacking them consistently for vibranium, and so that they can protect the tribes. And the plot just goes on from there with differences in opinion, and I'm not going to explain more because I'll be spoiling the movie. But yes, this movie really does sound like your typical sort of superhero storyline type thing. And it just sounds really generic, Marvel formulaic, just like all the other Marvel movies of sorts. But at the same time, this has a completely different air to it, a completely different feel. It's clear while you watch it that it is based off the generic formula, but it feels completely different, and you really do enjoy the plot of the movie. I mean, the movie's runtime is coming into around 2 hours and 41 minutes ish, and it does feel really lengthy while you watch it in theaters, but for the most part, you really do enjoy it. You're staring at the screen, not worried about the runtime. It's just near the end, you're feeling like it's lengthy, but it's fine overall. Before I get into anything else, I just really need to mention the visuals. The visuals in this movie are beautiful. It is stunning. The cinematography, absolutely mind-blowing, jaw-dropping, stunning to see on the big screen. Highly suggest watching this movie in IMAX because it's just that beautiful. And on top of all that beauty, the level of CGI, we know the huge budget in this movie is going for the CGI and making everything beautiful, spectacular. Most movies do a basic job of CGI. In this movie, it's just absolutely stunning, keeping your eyes captivated. It's literally an eye candy from cinema. It's literally a treat. It is so beautiful. It is above and beyond any expectations. If you look at the CGI from Black Panther 1, they took it to a whole new level in this movie, and it is absolutely beautiful. From seeing the entire tribe of Wakanda to seeing the entire tribe of the Talokan underwater, it is beautiful. And then after you talk about that, we can talk about another technical aspect here, which is the soundtrack. And God, the soundtrack is also an absolute beauty. I watched the movie a few days ago, and I'm already listening to the soundtrack on repeat. It is just so beautiful and gorgeous. I am in love with the soundtrack for this movie, goddamn. Aside from that, we're introduced to various new characters in this movie, from Namor. We see the return of Nakia and various other characters in this movie, from M'Baku, who is an absolute beast. And there are a ton of cameos in this movie as well. Everything about it is just spectacular. All these characters, this movie really takes it nice and slow, developing each and every individual character here. Not everyone getting some grand development or anything, but a minor developments on the side characters, major developments on our main characters. And there's even cameos in this movie developing those characters subtly. It's a sort of world building, character building for the grander scheme of the MCU, and it works really well, keeping you captivated to the story. To Ross, working on the American side of things, being friendly with the Wakandans as their friend. And it's an absolute spectacle of a story, seeing all these characters work together. It's obviously expected from Marvel movies, but it's just a beauty to watch on the screen, how everything plays out, and it's absolutely hilarious. Like at the beginning in the first act, seeing everything come together and seeing all the character interactions and how funny things are, all the roasts they make to all just their talk and their slang when they interact with Riri Williams, it's just absolutely hilarious, and it's just a really cool movie to watch. And like, when I talk about acts, like this movie is clearly separated into 3 different acts. I'm not gonna say like what I titled them because that just kind of spoils the movie. But like the movie's clearly split into 3 different acts, if you will, and it's just really interesting to see how each different act is individual on their own and then connects to one another into a complete story. It's just an absolute interesting watch from that aspect as well. Honestly, individually, this movie is honestly pretty fantastic. It's a great watch, and then when you connect it to the grander scheme of the MCU, it really gets you excited and looking forward to the grander scheme. Because one of the key cameos in this movie is a character that has a big role in the future of the MCU, and she's just there for a small part of this movie, interacting with certain characters, developing her character slowly by slowly, and it's just interesting to see her relation to Wakanda, what she thinks of Wakanda, and that entire thought process, and it really gets you worried about what this character has in store for the future of Wakanda and these characters, and what Wakanda will do about them, because it's just really angering mindset that they have, and it really gets you like, sometimes I wish the superheroes would turn against America. And on the topic of superheroes, one of the key disappointing factors about this movie for me was at the beginning of the movie, they hold a funeral for T'Challa. I mean, like, yeah, you have this feel that, oh, the Avengers aren't really friends, they're colleagues, nothing more than colleagues, acquaintances, work friends, acquaintances, but like, at the base level, everyone who watches the MCU, who watches all these superhero movies, seeing all these Avengers get-togethers, especially in Age of Ultron, when you see all of them getting together for drinks at Tony's apartment or in his penthouse, it's like, yeah, these guys are close enough friends. They have their issues with one another, but at the end of the day, they're close friends with one another who have each other's backs. But like, it's just really saddening to see how none of them show up to T'Challa's funeral. And it's just really sad to see that. I mean, maybe they weren't invited, which would honestly suck. But like, you'd think at least Bucky would be there, seeing how he was at Wakanda for a significant time with Black Panther and Shuri and Okoye and the rest of them. So maybe they weren't invited, I don't know, but it's just really sad to see that. Maybe they're like Nakia and did their own funeral at their own time, on their own. I'm not sure, but like, it's just really sad to see that none of the Avengers were there. I mean, yeah, it would take away from the individuality of the movie solely focusing on Black Panther and Wakanda if they show all the Avengers, but like, I feel like Black Panther's character as a king of Wakanda kind of deserved the Avengers' presence there, but that's just something that annoyed me in this movie, but it is what it is. I hope they expand a little on that and give some clarification. The relationship between these characters are kind of important, if you ask me. But yeah, aside from that, this movie was pretty great. It's a grand spectacle of cinema. Be sure to check this out in theaters as soon as possible because it is an absolute beauty of a movie. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you think, because honestly, the end credits, like in Black Panther 1, if you've seen it, obviously you have, is the end credits with the music and the cinematography. It was just an absolute beauty to watch. And once again, they do the same here. An absolute beauty to watch. There's only one post-credit scene, which is a mid-credit scene, so you don't need to stay till the end. But this movie's a beauty. The post-credit scene isn't crazy hype, but it is a little hype for the future of the Black Panther. And it is a good movie in general. I rate this movie an 86%. It is an absolute bop. Be sure to check it out. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.